The king of propaganda is back. Have you missed him? I know he's missed you. It's only been about 4 weeks since Colin Kaepernick was in the media headlines, but like most people addicted to attention, 4 weeks is a long time to go without your fix. When I saw this headline at the Daily Caller this morning, I nearly spit out my coffee on my laptop. Headline of the Daily Caller: Colin Kaepernick is still trying to play in the NFL. Um, what? Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't we already go through this charade 2 years ago? I mean, my memory can get a bit clouded at times. I mean, I have a great memory, but I consume so much woke garbage every day, exposing these bums to you guys. I can only remember so much. But I believe it was December 2019 when the NFL gifted Colin Kaepernick an open tryout. If I remember correctly, Colin Kaepernick turned the entire thing into a circus. I refuse to allow the white man to tell me where I'm holding my tryout. I refuse to allow them to treat me like a slave. I am important, damn it. These evil NFL owners will come where I tell them to come, and they will like it. Put on your seatbelts. I am about to go in on Colin Kaepernick. The hypocrisy is real. First off, let me tell you why Colin Kaepernick is no longer in the NFL. There seems to be a little bit of confusion as to why. Yes, he was bad for business. When he traded in his helmet for a set of knee pads, started kneeling for the national anthem, NFL ratings dropped 20%. As soon as NFL owners colluded, and rightfully so, and kicked this useless social justice warrior out of the league, ratings went back up. Colin Kaepernick gave the NFL the perfect excuse to kick him out. But the reason that he is no longer a starting quarterback, he's no fucking good. This dude had one good season. He rode an elite Niners defense to the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not going to go over his stats again, but go check them out for yourself. You will quickly come to the conclusion Colin Kaepernick is not a franchise level quarterback. He wasn't a franchise quarterback at 26, 27 years old. He's damn sure not one at 34. Yesterday, the leader of the virgin community took to Twitter and instantly gave virgins across the country blue balls. Colin Kaepernick wanted you to know, I'm still working out. I took a break from spreading lies and propaganda to step on a football field where I'm not wanted, to show you I still have the ability to run slow. Take a look at this bullshit. Man, I'm so glad my girl had to go to work this morning and wasn't here. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to contain myself. When the virgins on Twitter saw this clip, they were ecstatic. Colin, I am rubbing myself right now, thinking about your hands all over that ball. I cannot believe the hypocrisy of King Woke. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't this the same guy that compared NFL owners to slave traders? Isn't this the same guy that claimed the NFL was a form of modern day slavery? Let me get this straight. First off, let me take off this Under Armour hat and put on my woke thinking cap. You see, the cap is a bit oversized because the average social justice warrior, they don't have a brain. So they have a difficult time finding hats small enough to fit the ass they call a head. But let me get this straight. The NFL, modern day slavery, right? I, Colin Kaepernick, have freed myself from their oppression. I have spent the last 5 or 6 years living in complete freedom, making millions of dollars lying out of my ass. I've been living the high life. I have someone who identifies as my girlfriend, who is not only good looking, but she's also a demented dumbass like myself. Nike paid me millions of dollars to pretend like I was a victim of systemic oppression. Netflix produced a series of pure fiction about my life and called it a factual documentary. Not only am I a card-carrying member of Club Woke, I started Club Woke. Every May, I get the honor of handing out diplomas to future welfare recipients who graduated from Woke U. As a professor, I teach the PhD program at Woke U. I get the pleasure of reading the thesis of future pieces of shit and make sure they are proficient in bullshit before I present them with their doctorate in woke and their minor in lifelong virginity. I mean, this life is great. It's like I'm living in a fantasy. Hundreds of lonely men worship me. Millions of women run away from me. It's great. Women scare me anyway. I actually prefer the non binary. And I'm going to trade all of this freedom to go back into the NFL and live under oppression? Hmm. Okay, enough of the fantasy. Let's get back to reality. Does any of this make sense to you? Colin Kaepernick wanting to return to the NFL. Does that make sense to you? You have Adam Schefter, ESPN's resident propagandist covering the NFL, claiming Colin Kaepernick is in the best shape of his life. Look at this tweet. Colin Kaepernick would be a great fit for NFL teams with quarterback vacancies looking to win a Super Bowl. I know Adam Schefter is a professional shitfuck, but even I don't think he believes that bullshit. Executives at ESPN had to give him a hefty bonus to tweet that propaganda. You put Colin Kaepernick and Super Bowl in the same sentence? Colin Kaepernick would be a great fit for a team wanting to win a Super Bowl? Are you kidding me? I agree. Colin Kaepernick would be a great fit for a team wanting the number one draft pick. Maybe the Dolphins can sign him. They can rehire Brian Flores, have a nice woke coach quarterback combination. They can finally make Brian Flores' claims against Dolphins owner Stephen Ross come to fruition. Brian Flores claims the Dolphins wanted him to purposely lose games. I have a solution for Stephen Ross. I have a solution for your problem. Go out, sign Colin Kaepernick. You won't have to worry about losing games on purpose. He will lose all of them anyway. You'll get your number one draft pick. You won't have to worry about allegations of tanking. Now let's get to the question everyone is asking. And when I say everyone, I'm talking about normal people, not people like Adam Schefter, someone who used to be respected but has lost all credibility. If you're a journalist or aspiring journalist and you want to lose all your credibility, go work at ESPN. Normal people do not want Colin Kaepernick back in the NFL. But with all the baseless claims of racial inequity surrounding the league, does Colin Kaepernick have a chance? Will the NFL, will they give him the opportunity, give in to the pressure, just to appease the state-run media and useless bums on Twitter? The answer is no. Colin Kaepernick will not be playing in the NFL this fall. I'll tell you why. Number one, he sucks. This dude sucked when he was in football shape, playing every week. He's been out of the league for 5 years. You don't just leave the NFL, come back 5 years later, and become a starting quarterback. Two, what is the one thing I say NFL head coaches look to eliminate? The one thing they will not tolerate in their locker room? Distractions. What got Urban Meyer fired in Jacksonville? Distractions. Why were teams hesitant to give Pac-Man Jones a chance? Distractions. Terrell Owens. Distractions. Dwayne Haskins. Distractions. Colin Kaepernick is the ultimate distraction. The backlash from the majority of the NFL audience would be brutal. Every game would be a circus. Now, the two reasons I just gave you, they are legitimate reasons he won't be back in the NFL, but it's not the real reason. The real reason Colin Kaepernick won't be back in the NFL, he doesn't want to be. I've seen this show before. I know the ending. Anytime Colin Kaepernick needs attention or he has something to promote, he teases a return to the NFL. And every time he does, people like Adam Schefter take the bait. Luckily, I'm not blind. I have this innate ability to see through the bullshit. I'm fluent in the language of the woke. I even scare myself sometimes how well I can read a social justice warrior. What does Colin Kaepernick have coming up that he needs to promote? His documentary that's being produced by ESPN. Now, as of right now, there's not a release date that's been set, but it wouldn't surprise me if teasers of the documentary just start coming out soon. This guy is a complete fraud, the ultimate beta male. He doesn't stand in his convictions, refuses to give interviews unless it's with some woke journalist who won't ask him real questions. Colin Kaepernick likes to throw the rock and then hide his hand. He throws out baseless allegations, and then when he gets questioned about it, he runs and hides and nests his ass. You won't find him for weeks. Then a month or so later, he will come out with another baseless allegation. That video I showed you earlier, it is nothing but more propaganda from Colin Kaepernick. Don't be Adam Schefter. Don't be one of the unemployables on Twitter. Don't fall for it. But let me know what you think. Does Colin Kaepernick really want another chance in the NFL? And if so, does he have a shot? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.